You entered the black light, exited the mass. Shells. You entered the black light, exited the mass. You entered the black light, exited the mass. Yo, we back again. If you throw it in the towel, then you back in sin. We need the Holy Spirit, please let the chaplain in. Here at the front door, chilling with a childish grin. We can now begin. Now the truth be told, we're riding on the light to let the youth get old. And following the one that will soothe your soul and take your bad situation and improve your role to release your flow. It's a long stretch to loosen all the nooses from the baby's necks. And tell the young ladies they should save the sex. And tell the young guys not to break their neck for the place of sex, but get the paycheck. And real women really don't play that. A wise lesson learned really, really way back. I used to okay that. The Lord saved me, Jack, from a life of whack. Come on. Into the black light, exited the mass. Oh, yeah. Into the black light, exited the mass. You might want to start paying attention on this next verse. You entered the black light, exited the mass. Attention for a minute. Damn. Come on. We from the same cut, but playing different positions. A top secret message got the president attention. Do what you do, just make the good folk listen. And trust me, yo, it's not about who you kissing. There is a plan to see you chewed up and shit out. The devil's burning red from the fire that we spit out. We on to get up, the hell with that down low. Cherish the gift of the wisdom that we found, yo. Still on the mission with the daily agenda. Your head's been cloudy, so I doubt that you remember that I walk with the king of kings inside me. Just like the root in India, I read. I volunteer, know the Lord didn't hire me. It is the spirit that inspired me. Water of life to show the chief where the fiery. We have no time for those that be acting grimy. Yeah, I get it. You see the light now? Boy, I've been talking to y'all for a while. You see, you thought this was for like some type of game. Man, revolution. Yeah. When you're free, your mind, your ass will follow. That's for real. And some of y'all locked up so bad, don't nobody have to put chains on you. Hell, you chain yourself down mentally, spiritually. Come on, free your mind, dude. You a king. Free your mind, chick. You a queen. Let me get something with some feel to it, some funk to it. Come on. I think I like that. Can we get some heavy drums in there? More like Caribbean, Caribbean. Yeah. Yes, bounce to this. I'm just a black man, title, yo, you give me that. I like them imports, never push the Cadillac. And would you figure, Mr. Man, why you kicking back with sick plans to get you stacked, making chickens fat? You know you into that, chilling with your timber cat. Intoxicated to the point, past sinful acts. Be very nimble, Jack, or Jill will get a water back. And have your heart broke just like a heart attack. Look where your power at, no, not the Mido cats. It's deeper than tats and hurricanes and old maps. The spirit flows, so my folks throw daps. Meant for the wise as well as the spoiled rats. So you can fold up or either you can fold back. I hold no judgment over those that have chose crack. Terror over habit that has been proven to hold back. With God on your side, you can get your soul back. Yeah, we need some 3 parts on this, man. I can't carry my boys at chorus. Come on, line up. Yo, we need y'all 3-part harmony on this. I don't know how you can work it out, but work it out. Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What is it proud of the man to gain the world and lose his soul? Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What is it proud of the man to gain the world and lose his soul? Get to the room, you feel a certain doom. You might lose your hearing from the sonic boom. Out of the mouth is a sword and I'm taking you out. You try to stop me and I'm faking you out. Man, I wish I had an apprentice to build this work. Collaborate on synthesis. And I hope you remember this. Keep your enemy near to you. Far away, keep those that are dear to you. I hate beer, but I used to drink the brew heavily until the little habit turned deadly. I used to have a bud every day and all week, intoxicated to the point where I couldn't hardly speak. So do the knowledge, that means hold your head, let the past stay dead, and keep a level head, and don't be misled. Remember most of what I said, I'm hot like times in a rock, but you got us hot for working on the block.
By the end of the night, how deep this music is. What does it private demand to gain the world and lose your soul? Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What does it private demand to gain the world and lose your soul?
Mike's handed, I'm speaking candid. Understand this is the way that the masses demand it. I have wisdom, but God planned it. General media banned it. I blow flows on beaches and make you wonder where the sand went. The Taliban spent more times in design to destroy cities. My rhymes inspire minds. I'm known as Big Papa, but I ain't your daddy yet. But I could be your bro if you could get the concept. There be many that stand whenever I rip, but it's devastation whenever I rip. I spit flows that hit like mouth on tits, straight legit. You fake rappers need to understand that felonies, gunfights and drugs don't make a true MC. And I will do more than talk this talk. I will defiantly walk this walk. There's no need to spaz. Your nose bleeding while I'm beating your ass. You in the cesspool.
Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What does it private demand to gain the world and lose your soul? Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What does it private?
Ancient Chinese secret now. Yes. Did you not pay attention in your history class? Partner, wake up. Yes, sir. Partner, wake up. Yes, sir. Partner, wake up, son. It is written that there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new. And that the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So take your position. Don't you know you are part of that scripture, yo? Yo, you've been getting in the way and what you knock you down. Yes, but we gon' bring the light, yeah. A Max P production, baby. You know what it is. Listen, I'm known to tell you to fight back. There's no need to sell crack just to live fat. Why don't black superstars simply give back when they know it's a struggle just to live black? Can you picture that, Mr. Aristocrat? I'm coming from the bottom, rising to the top, and conscious is the tone on the CDs I drop. I won't flip-flop like a black bass, but I will put a message in the song before I hook your ass. See, we first class living, worse than slaves of the earlier days, and we adapted the ways of the slave master. I stand upon it, the very rock which put your people in bondage just to get 100. The big face kind, and it don't matter if it's making people lose their freaking mind. That's why I'm speaking mine, hopefully to change yours, to pull you out of these streets from these drugs and strange whores. Huh. Is anybody there? Is there love out there? Is anybody there? Is there love out there? It's like we died inside, no longer having pride. We're still for rides, a new skill to hide. And like the red tide, go and get our heads dyed. Rebel against the laws in the cities we reside. Sleep the circumstance, though our eyes open wide. Fail to coexist, let alone coincide. Eat chicken many ways, but prefer it fried. Like your man on death row when his relatives cried. It's death a mistake because somebody lied. And we can only pray that Christ is by his side. Convicted on the statement implied with no proof. Now will the warden cry? Did he kill another youth? I truly doubt it. That's why we stay in the booth. Just cause it ain't enough. We should demand and show proof. And if they overlook our voices, then we raise the roof. Which one of y'all do?
People are seeing that I feel like I'm a slave, maybe slave, you know, man. I made a serious mistake, but I got to be honest, slave to the system. Yeah, sound like a winner right there. Come on. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. Hold up a minute, fam, let me ask you this. Did your last promotion offer you an ass to kiss? Hashtag for this. I know a better way, admit it honestly. Wonder why you bastard shit. Your heart's got to be right to make it from here. For animosity and hate, you can place it here. No time for pity. We partying all the way. No time to be the victim. We got a call to take. Keep it square and watch God fall to fate. A linebacker reads well before they call to play. Hoping you always say, hoping we always pray. Invest a little bit of time in a tall day. Forget the ball and play. We got stakes in Israel with much more beef than the Shaw can say. Now that's the scholar's way. No lust for the cause of throwbacks. In fact, give them all away. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna.
Hope you break free. What's going on, y'all? Yeah, I was feeling kind of like weird yesterday. Anywho, I want to go ahead and read The Power of Now, and then I'm gonna come back in an hour and a half, and I'm gonna read Facts of Facts with the other books. Okay. I was just feeling weird. I was gonna see. I actually did. I started doing it like a 15-minute video reading. I had to stop like 5-6 minutes in. It's not my lungs. It's not my, I don't know what it was. Anyway, and I don't really care to know. I just allow myself to feel it, recognize it, and I don't delve deep on it. I talk to my body and I say what needs to be said, and then I keep it moving. So that was what that is. What these are Haas pears with a little bit of cinnamon cayenne on them. That right there is where I'm getting most of my iodine today, though you get iodine every day. Most people don't know it. And iodine is a very important mineral, okay? And then I have my New Zealand. Thank goodness for my boy. Yeah, there's somebody here from New Zealand I know. A couple people from Australia who are actually going to stay here. And they said enough. They're going crazy. This is happening everywhere. They're destroying food. They're going to try and starve you out, but you people don't want to stop. You don't want to stop. You don't want to come together. I don't know what kind of deep magic they got on you. I just told this guy over here, I just saw him pull on. I says, yo, open house, coming here in about a week. You better come and get what you want. And it's not firearms or bullets or anything. But you better come and get whatever, and you better load up on it. And some stuff's going to be pricey, not expensive. But because right now, what I have, the stuff is like 30% more now than when I bought it. So I get to make out pretty steep. You know what I'm saying? This is not a yard sale. This is open house, as if you were coming in to buy the home, but this is the furniture and everything, you know? So this is a kiwi from New Zealand. Oh my, it's like the best olive oil comes from Morocco, not Tunisia, Persia, and this, that, and this mixed up with these goofy Gujar Italians making seed oils because they're too stupid to understand that health is wealth. You know, this is part of the deliberate, anyway, like I said, the stupidity, as you see in South America too, and here in Canada, so-called North America, to which it's not. But this right here, oh my goodness. So it's good to eat. I've got me a big old cowboy ribeye waiting for me to throw it in some Irish cream butter, and I'm gonna shack that up. But this morning, anytime I take, because I'm getting potassium right now, anytime I take an iron supplement, and I don't take vitamin C supplements, I just don't, y'all. Somebody asked me about that. I says, during the winter time, it's a little different, depending upon what fruits are available. But even then, you better make sure you know what kind of vitamin C to take. You know, just like right now, they're pushing vitamin D3 with K2. That is synthetic and it's garbage. It's being pulled from petroleum bases. If you don't know where it's coming from, you don't study, you know what I'm saying, to know the different types, the ones that are beneficial compared to the ones, because a lot of those worthless brothers and sisters on the East Coast, they're getting crap and making something just to make a buck, and then they're selling it to you as influencers, and you're buying it. People, like, stop. You're making some melanated people who don't care about themselves leash you. They just want to live That's why I allowed Max V joint to jam on when we're talking about, gain the world and lose your soul. Soul means connection to everything. All right. So you want to see what this looks like? I was going to cut it, but I'm just going to bite it. Oh my God. Let me take a little pear with a little cinnamon on it. House pear. Oh my God. Oh my God. And Mama was sitting here beside me. Because who remembers the days of wearing Timberlands, you don't wear socks? I didn't wear socks with Timberlands. Just like I don't now. I go get one of them socks that I'm supposed to wear, like this, Timberland sock, and I smack her in the head with it. I probably really would too. She probably kicked my ass. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh, let me get another hot sauce with cinnamon. I got the cinnamon actually on the plate too, so that way I can rub it in and really get it on. Oh my goodness. And if you get cinnamon, make sure you get the Ceylon, the Ceylon. People pronounce it in many different ways. But the Ceylon cinnamon, because that means it's not coming from tree barks and all that. I mean, it's not tree bark. It's not wood and stuff like literally wood. A lot of cinnamon out here is fake. And some people say, wait, you using one of the brands, McCormick. The cayenne pepper in there is not from McCormick. I keep the container and pour my own cayenne pepper in there. It's not hard to grow spicy red chilies, people. You can do it right in your home, I used to do it on the res. I grew up a lot of peppers. Oh my goodness. Sorry for the food porn. Not. New Zealand, I think, got the best damn kiwis. Unless you go to the Caribs, some places in so-called South America, Brazil has some banging kiwis. But New Zealand's kiwis, today, right now, you're not gonna beat them. I'm slapping so well. Look at all those seeds. This guy, you want to go outside into a nice fertile soil, eat it, and go and poo, make a hole in the ground and poo, so that way you grow some real good stuff. Okay, all right, put that down. One more sip. So this is the same drink like yesterday. Celery, parsley, no, cilantro, parsley. Cilantro, oregano, low parsley. I actually put some parsley in there, dry parsley, but it's in there. Ginger, again. And I do these wild berry. It's 3 different kinds. I do the wild berry, wild berry with ginger, wild extra ginger. That's mostly like seaweed, kelp. So it's a lot of iodine. When you take care of, especially men, but sisters, when you take care of certain glands, lymph nodes, your body starts to perform a lot better. Okay, so I'm going to eat my damn steak right now because you know where I got my steak from. So nah, I ain't buying it. Safeway, that beef, I don't know what that is. It's even starting to look 3D printed. But this right here, and then I'll take a real iron supplement. Actually, I have quite a few of them. As you know, this is cellulose. This shell is from goat. All right, and plant mix. All right, no soy and all that perversion. Here's to you guys. Oh my goodness! Now you know what this mustache is really to tickle, right? Lady, stop your dirty mind. Getting on one of these pears. They brown pretty quick. So I did the test with the pears with the hydrogen water bottles. That's why I said what I said about those H2O2, those 303, whatever those fake hydrogen and water, they're bullshit. Ladies, if you're in here, and men, because there are many men who sometimes we become very lazy. Used to be with all the men in my family always cooked when the kids were hungry, even if it was make hamburgers and hot dogs. But most of the time they cook a meal. You guys hungry? All right, I'm gonna go whip something up. I'm hungry too, and it'd be like a full course. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm alluding to is the benefit of actually cooking, ladies and men, and not giving your baby cereal boxes that's full of trisodium phosphates, guar gums, binders and fillers. And then you wonder why the people aren't living long. And these companies have been doing this intentionally. When I tell you they've been doing this intentionally, I'm not talking about they just, oh, well, we're going to use this because this seems like it would be a better component. No, they have always known that the body cannot accept anything processed nor synthetic. Yet, this is the world you're dealing with. And now, because they have you at your weakest state, and you refuse, in a matter of a week to change it around, you're going to allow yourself to stay right there in that rut of a situation and think that on your own, without no knowledge at all, that you're going to change it. Just giving you everything I've been doing over the last 2.5, 3 years, right, is to give everybody a fair shot. I said balance, and y'all, and what's mind-boggling, when I read this, maybe it'll help, you know, and the power of now. This is a guide to spiritual enlightenment. It's another one out of millions, thousands probably, but by Eckhart Tolle. And I really, really enjoyed reading this. So I'm going to read this to you guys, all right? I might need to read another one in there. I like the fact that Eckhart Tolle is a contemporary spiritual teacher. You know, I'm not big on the word spirit and soul and all that, because these things are outside and allude to something other than like a transfiguration or transformation to something. And some could say, well, that may be to better. Do you know what the word better actually means? This is what I'm saying. So in lieu of that, I just don't like the fact that Oprah magazine is the way I found this, because I wanted to find out. I study individuals to see who and what they're really about. And I can tell you, Oprah Winfrey is one of the worst beings alive. You better know this. Okay? And she ain't who you think she is. Okay? But I wanted to read Realizing Pure Consciousness. Okay? And then we might jump over to A Beauty Arises in the Stillness of Your Presence. Because in order to be outside of yourself, what do you see right now? Body dysmorphia. You see all the things that go against everything natural. So you're actually dealing with the paranormal. Para to normal. What is normal? Who says what normal is? Today, you're saying the Iggy Azalea with the booties thing and the nose. And you think that it's only applied to a certain group of people. We weren't doing that. I had this Native American arguing about our hair. I says, do you know that our people were the first hair beauticians? By the narrative of what beautician means, which actually means mortician, something based upon death, you know, with mummification and all that and dehydration. But it says it wasn't you. You were aware of it, and we all got along just well, just fine. If you only knew who you were, you would go back there and clean it up, while the government, CIA and all of them, has messed up Mongolia. Oh, they have ruined it. You think drugs and alcohol is a problem here? Anyway, bear grease. It wasn't always bear grease. There's many different types of lanolins coming from plant bases. Our people used to heat up wooden combs. These combs, there's teak, there's mahogany that you can heat up, and it will be hot and won't burn and crumble and ash up. All right? And there are certain chemicals that we knew how to take shells, this, that, and we created that. We took abalone and made the real blue dye. That's why it's real. These are literally in books if you just go and study and read this stuff. And we would heat the combs up, and we were always known to straighten our hairs and use certain oils and things. And this is well known. This is documented. And I says, how come you don't know it? Well, we don't learn that stuff. We just, exactly, you're ignorant. That's why you are who you are. Because see, they can manipulate you. Because they took y'all when you were young. They didn't bring none. There was a handful of elders, and they were all men. Because the women they raped, they let a certain amount of men survive, as they did with us. Most of the people in so-called South America, I told you, when they killed off a lot of men, it isn't by war all the time. And you're seeing that right now. This is an old tactic. And see, y'all always think that it's supposed to be boom, boom, shoot, bomb, blow up. And that's all happening. So that way they can do the other way, which they know the best. When you're not looking or paying attention, when you're walking down the street, well, pick them up, send them to the morgue, and process the body. Isn't that what they say? So I alluded to this, the fact that even though we have different grains, we have a strong genetic hair, not a weak genetic hair. Hollywood has made it obvious to be opposite because people think that is what the eye of beauty is. Excuse me, if I started showing you pictures of the 1800s Miss Americas, they look like little men's. I don't know what was going on, and maybe they was. The ugliest things. And we had women who were motif and magnificent and beautiful, but because they had to paint a different picture, and they were too busy getting into the sisters' pants to make some new babies, and most of them people running around dumb and ignorant as hell now, and you can see it. And they'll pit them against you because they're ignorant. Y'all don't know no better. I'm not saying this for hate. You have to learn how to be able to appreciate and be able to express and explain something to change something. And if you don't know how, sometimes people don't need to be talking because most people get caught up in their feelings, and then they, yesterday I gave you a little acting and show. I showed you, instead of it just being a monologue, I made it a dialogue, even though if you were in my presence, you wouldn't have carried on that way. I guarantee you that. You would have set your butt still and you would have listened. But that's the whole difference. We're allowing the system to also magnify what beauty is. Beauty is not outside itself. Beauty is within itself, and it has nothing to do with this body dysmorphia. This you got to have makeup on your face. I need me some sisters with either naturally curly hair, straight hair, or big old froze. And I love my man when they froze grow up out here, yo. I'm gonna have to put that picture when my hair was big old, like what you call Care Bears. I had a fro about this big in New York. Right, the moment I got out of the military, y'all, I worked housekeeping in Queens, and whenever I could, I would go and work in a pharmacy because I was going to college for medicine, right? And I would work with old Cool J's mom. He'd come, yo, Brad, what's up? Pick up his mom, take her to lunch, damn near every other day. So for those St. Albans, Queens, St. Albans, for those who know, I knew Tops, Delta Force operator, Nicky Barnes' cousin. The notorious New York drug dealer, Vietnam vet, Tops, Delta Force. I always partied and hung out with all the special force operators because they were the ones pushing me. You wanted to be French Foreign Legion. Well, why don't you go on? And so that's what I was doing before the Good Old Boy Network, the last little breed of real dummies in the military, because they wouldn't have stood by with this rainbow stuff. Most of those guys are dead now, right? They were like, we got to get him out of here. They were afraid of me. Especially after what I did in Top Gun twice, the only one all the other things I got to do, being one of the youngest supervisors on the East Coast, not doing wartime, and then after war, and then 91, before wartime, and working with contractors for new weapons and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It was like, so that's not braggadocious. That's just the reality. Being able to always look at things differently, see things, people get afraid of that. And then that way I fought, they was like, man, they get drunk. And we had these squatting functions. And sometimes we wrestled. And I was doing jiu-jitsu before I started learning Brazilian jiu-jitsu because, I got an older daughter there. Before it was a UFC, any of this crap over here. And they were afraid of that. And they was like, why is he studying Samoan bone breaking? And, my Samoan brother was like, no, he's good. He's going to be really good at it. And I just, I don't want to say too much. I don't think I'm saying too much. Like I said, we're a tempest. And most of y'all need to get it together, okay? Stop looking outside. The beauty has nothing to do with what we think, oh, those eyes are beautiful. That's not what beauty is. Your eyes look like they might really work good. That's unimportant because we're dealing with a time when everything around you is to subjugate one or multiple parts of your body, internal or outside, to dysfunction or look some kind of way. Down syndrome. You have police officers walking around right now with guns and badges, obviously have Down syndrome. It's not the position they should be in, but we're dealing with a perverse time. So we got to get back into realizing pure consciousness, and then maybe we'll get into the beauty arises in the stillness, because right now, what we see as beauty, like my booty holes pink. I mean, my coochie, you know that song, and sexy red or what? It's not all that sexy. It is deliberate to destroy, to bring a new perception, to personify something that is a perversion. You know, to gain the world and lose your soul. Do you really gain the world? You're just being an obedient, ignorant slave, really. So you're gaining nothing but what they made. That keeps you subservient in servitude to a slave narrative, and that's what everybody's doing. I woke up this morning and I said, let me go and just put YouTube on, see if any of the brothers and sisters put up anything. And the first thing that popped up was this goofy page with this African. Talking about the Seminoles. Now we know we got a bunch of goofy melanated individuals who live in Tennessee and Mississippi and all that, talking about the Muskegee. This is the Africans who joined the Seminoles, the freemen. These idiots don't know the truth of history at all. And many of y'all follow them. You know who I'm talking about. And they're idiots. I'm not going to debate these monkeys, because that's all they do is Google and then think they know everything because they got everybody with the same like mind, and they take little group pictures and this, that, and the other. And see, that's what I'm talking about, outside beauty that's steeped on a lie that has nothing to do with truth or traditions, when traditions have nothing to do with the reality, because the traditions they're talking about is running around looking like some goddamn fake Holly. You know, Westerns were all fake. That's what they look like. That's how dumb they are. When I was telling you we wore suits and clothes and we managed the grand cities, there's a difference when you know, and half of the majority of these guys weren't even alive when I wasn't even born when I was in the military. Anyway, let's go ahead. The power of now. I was gonna put the thumbnail up for this, but I says no. And let me get another one of these things. They're so delicious, y'all. I wish y'all was here, man. I just cut up about 20 of these. Hummus salmon, a little cayenne, and the guys could tell you. Let me get another piece of this kiwi. Oh, that's so good. No tea today. Other than no tea, because oxalates are real. Crystallization, kidneys, liver, poor bladder functions, lower extremities, upper swelling and all that. Too much tea is not a good thing, and I'm a tea drinker. But I am making my sour soap leaf tea to have just to sip throughout the day, because it is good to have something to, as you say, maintenance. So anyway, let's get right ahead and get into this. Hey, Patricia, girlfriend, Delusions, what's going on? Oh, Mac, Big Pontiac, what's going on, beloved? What's happening? Max V, Baby Girl Slaughter. I hope you guys pay attention. Fuse, what's up, baby? Yeah, change your name to Fuse. Yeah. You are Fuse. That's a fact. I like it though. I hate Burr. I used to the T. My bro. Sure, YouTube, and he's like, I don't know. Yeah, tell him to leave that alone. Tell him stop. I don't like that. Well, you supposed to be the mammy. Not, you know, that little dinosaur. Not the mama. We'll get him straight. All right. So anyway, let's go. Just check it out. Here, check it out. Is presence the same? Is presence, not present? Like I'm gonna give you a present. Presence the same as being? What do you think? Anyway, let's get into it. When you become conscious, and I like this literally, I really do. Now I could change some things. No, we're gonna read it verbatim. Okay. Got a notification. When you become conscious of being, what is really happening? What is really happening is that being being becomes conscious of self. Let me read it again. You got to put a period there. When you become conscious of being, what is really happening is that being becomes conscious of itself. You don't have to manipulate it. It's like recall. It's like knowing without having to express knowing. I did it for you because I knew it would be hard for you to believe something without knowing, because belief exudes not knowing, right? When you know, there's no reason to have to facilitate something else, to research and find out. When you know, you know. There's nothing to prove because there's no ego. It's nothing to be stroked. When being becomes conscious of itself, that's presence. It's facts. Since being, consciousness, and life are synonymous, we could say that presence means consciousness becoming conscious of itself. Let me read that again. When being becomes conscious of self, that's presence. When being becomes conscious of self, that literally means presence in the moment, in that existence. Okay? We could say that presence means consciousness becoming conscious. It's an awakening, not some woke, awake, all that other nonsense, okay? Which alludes to being lying down, prone in bed, crusting your eyes and brushing your teeth. Stop doing that too. We'll talk about that later. But don't get attached to the words. Exactly. And don't make an effort to understand this. You cannot. Because then you'll be frolicking and attempting to push something to be revenant when it's all irrelevant, because conscious of self is existing in the now. It's natural. There's a balance. There's no, you gotta this, you gotta that. Who's the black sheep? What's the black sheep? I don't know what I am until I come into my, you know what I'm saying? Does it matter? And don't make an effort to understand this. There is nothing that you need to understand before you can become present. Are you not in your presence, in the present? Don't come with the diatribe, but. That's when you fell. Now you bring on other accolades, something that has nothing to do with origin. This is you in your confusion, confliction. You dig what I'm saying? I said I was going to break it down. I'm not going to change the words, all right? And I'm not going to manipulate anything. I'm going to read it verbatim, but I'm going to do what needs to be done. So if you allow yourself, and I mean this, choices, if you allow yourself to exist instead of the proprietor of what they've created, then you start denoting and denouncing without physically having to. Because when you know, then you realize what's important and what's unimportant. And then you start realizing your existence was actually unimportant. Now you become of importance. Let me finish reading. I do understand, and this is like a monologue. I do understand what you just said, but it seems to imply that being the ultimate transcendental reality. Again, I do understand what you just said. It seems to imply that being the ultimate transcendental reality is not yet complete. Well, that's obvious. How can it be if you're still wondering and pondering? If you're still thumping and bumbling through the night, running through the forest and hitting every tree, and then believe that you're finding grass and you're stepping on glass. I mean, think about it. That it is undergoing a process of development. Sometimes you got to fall down and get back up. Remember those who call yourselves Generation X, right? We didn't have nurses and aides and band-aids and people resetting out dislocated shoulders and get lockjaw, rusty nail. You know what I'm saying? We actually had to go through the pain and then learn to laugh about it. Yes, but only as seen from the limited perspective of the manifested universe. Now in the Bible, God declares, I am the Alpha and the Omega. I'm going to do the voice that I want to do. And I am the living one. I am that I am. In the timeless realm where God dwells, which is also your home. The beginning and the end. If they're manipulating everything and you acquiesce to it and allow it, do you not set your foot in the trap to end you and also to begin you? Determine how you're manifesting yourself, or if they're manifesting you. Even and so, if they're giving you all the vibration frequencies to culminate with nanotechnology of thoughts, if you allow it, that means that the beginning and end is always by you, but it's by you giving up based on your momentum and your distractions, how much you are distracted and how weak you have become. Not saying it's a bad thing or a good thing, because when you don't know and you're not nurtured properly, you're susceptible to everything that is deployed against you. The beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega are one. And the essence of everything that ever has been and ever will be is eternally present. Everything is known, you just don't see it because nobody has nurtured you in that walk or your walk. In an unmanifested state of oneness and perfection, are ye not perfect? Don't come with that dribble. Then you're self-defeatist. You are your Alpha and Omega. You have chosen to end yourself. But what if somebody was stupid? See what I'm saying? And then there you go, not allowing yourself to coexist in your truth, but in the remnants of what they've manipulated, instead of you re-energizing and recapturing yourself and capitulating to your truth in its natural state. You give up your essence for somebody else to invade and manipulate your strand. You gotta stop being weak. Anyway. Eternally present in an unmanifested state of oneness and perfection. Now totally beyond anything the human mind can ever imagine or comprehend. Totally beyond in the state you're in. Obviously, if it's there, it can be attained, comprehended, and everything else, okay? But in our world of seemingly separate forms, did you catch that? In our world of seemingly separate forms. Now, some of you will misinterpret it. Yeah, because we're separate. We're all individual. Well, God made the mold and broke it. Yeah, he made a mold of all of us at one time and broke it, if you want to hold that narrative. Anyway. Separate forms. However, timeless perfection. Timeless. No such thing as time. Timeless perfection is an unconceivable concept. And why is it that? Why is it unconceivable? Well, what was he talking about? Manipulation by the outside source, where you're not having been nurtured in truth, but called everything other than what you are, every name. I am not my name. I am not your Negro. I am not 50-something years old. I don't know what all that nonsense is. Don't say happy birthday. It seems like everybody is pragmatic in their own self-illusion of destruction. Here, even consciousness, which is the light emanating from the eternal source, seems to be subject to a process of development. But this is due to our limited perception. You only perceive consciously of what you've been allowed to see, right? And for those who start seeing a little different, you'll be ridiculed and silenced, and most people won't listen. So therefore, there is an eminence of darkness, Jannah, in the presence of not being able to assist you further your breath, your life, your light, the source of what you are, keeps you in remittance, right? That's why we have to seek like-minded, those who would actually illuminate brighter when they come together. So there is no division or separation. But this is due to our limited perception. It is not so in absolute terms. Nevertheless, let me continue to speak for a moment about the evolution of consciousness in the world. Why would it need to evolve? Why would it need to evolve when you need to reconnect? But let's go on. Not debating on anything, just pay attention. It's actually an excellent statement. Everything that exists has being, everything that exists has being, has God essence, has some degree of consciousness. Even a stone has rudimentary consciousness facts. Otherwise, it would not be. And its atoms and molecules would disappear. Everything is alive, and it is. Everything. The sun, the earth, the plants, animals, man and woman, he puts humans, you know, I hate that word. He puts humans. All are expressions of consciousness in varying degrees, consciousness manifesting as forms. You know, when everybody says, oh, the dog's gonna die, got hit, those are souls. When you know who wrote that in, that man and woman are the only ones that have a soul? Why don't you go and read about that and pay attention to who that monkey was? Everything is of the source. Now you could denote and remove yourself and then create your own ideology or narrative and become a deep perversion that goes against everything natural. Do you not see that now? The world arises when consciousness takes on shapes and forms, thought forms and material forms. Look at the millions of life forms on this planet alone. We know it's a plane, extraterrestrial, right? Extraterrestrial plane alone, in the sea, on land, in the air. And then each life form is replicated in millions, not billions of times. To what end? Even trillions of times. Is someone or something playing a game with form? This is what the ancient seers of India, you know, Hindustan, asked themselves. They saw the world as Lila, a kind of divine game that God is playing. The individual life forms are obviously not very important in this game. In the sea, most life forms don't survive for more than a few minutes after being born. The human form turns to dust pretty quickly too. And when it is gone, it is as if it had never been. Is that tragic or cruel? Only if you create a separate identity for each form. Start giving things names to which was never required. The funny thing is, all this stuff is new. And that you believe the liar. If you forget that its consciousness is God essence, for ye are gods, expressing itself in form, but you don't truly know that until you realize your own God essence as pure consciousness. That's why I say if you're walking around an ego and you feel this way, and that's why I manipulate and play the way I do, because you have to remove that. If a fish is born in your aquarium and you call him John, write out a birth certificate, tell him about his family history, and 2 minutes later he gets eaten by another fish, well, that's tragic. But it's only tragic because you projected a separate self where there was none. It's only oneness. You got hold of a fraction of a dynamic process, a molecular dance, and made a separate entity out of it. You have people outside who don't know their true history, and you actually do. Is this a morbid game? And they attempt to tell those of you who don't know because of the separation, the division, walking outside of the God essence of your existence, because of the manipulation, the perversion that decided to go against order, the natural state. And then you feel because someone comes along when to express that you know not what you speak, so that way you can turn around and realize it. It's kind of like an authoritative boot camp, if you want to feel that way. Feelings are a lie. They're easily to maneuver and manipulate and create division and separation. Okay? So when you say matrix and all this stuff, know what the matrix is first. Because you're only talking in one dimension. You're talking about physical. That's not a win. It's not even argumentative. First of all, you shouldn't be arguing. That shows even a lower, a very great, I don't want to be mean. Instead of ascending, descent. Literally, a raising. You want to ascend. And those things that are worldly, those are not convictions, those are lies and perversions. Consciousness takes on the disguise of forms until they reach such complexity that it completely loses itself in them. Again, let me read that. Consciousness takes on the disguise of forms until they reach such complexity that it completely loses itself in them. I mean, it's always a good thing. In present day people, man and woman, humans, consciousness is completely identified with its disguise. It only knows itself as form and therefore, that's physical, right? Therefore lives in fear of the annihilation of its physical or psychological form. This is the egoic mind, egoic. And this is where considerable dysfunction sets in. And if you always stop thinking that you're thinking and start becoming one with some who actually know something, who aren't here to manipulate you, but to see you step back in, because some of us know the importance of you moving in a way that is not a shadow, not a remnant, not a dysfunction. Because women, y'all talk too fast without thinking. Men, you act too fast without thinking. Do you see the reversal? So how can you sit there and profess and proclaim something if you don't even know what it feels like and tastes like, and it is you? You're still outside of yourself. It's not being mean. It now looks as if something had gone very wrong somewhere along the line of evolution. But we know evolution is not what it is and what they've made it to be, for those who still buy into the word evolution. Yet, but even this is part of Lilith, the divine game. Finally, the pressure of suffering created by this apparent dysfunction forces consciousness to identify from form and awakens it from its dream of form. A lot of you are just stuck in form. You don't know how to divine because you're afraid to move in the likeness of what you choose and want. There's nothing wrong with having wants. The problem is, lays the desire of what it is you want and what is the why. When you step back into the truth of your consciousness or your existence, there is no wanton wants of anything. Because now you coexist, you cohabitate with yourself. You see things clearly. So obviously, you move the same, yet different. Finally, the pressure of suffering created by this apparent dysfunction forces consciousness to disidentify from form and awakens it from its dream of form. It regains self-consciousness, but it is at a far deeper level than when it listen to this, but it is at a far deeper level than when it is lost or it lost it. Good boy. This process is explained by Yeshua in his parable of the lost son, who leaves his father's home, squanders his wealth, becomes destitute, and is then forced by his suffering to return home. When he does, his father loves him more than before. Could you imagine going through all this and then you start to realize that you never had to, and you return to yourself? And if you, for those who use the word love, but your self bonding, your eternal bondness, to walk back into it, and the appreciation is beyond culpable, there is no drug, no liquor, no woman, no man, no nothing physical that can attribute itself or bind you to anything or remove you ever again. And then you learn what silence is. Because the like minds like you, it's going to, you don't have to send out anything into the ether. They're just going to gravitate. It's a natural thing. You don't have to go and seek it, because the first thing you do, I'm going to go to the bar. It's an old habit. So you haven't really arisen to see if I find somebody like me. And then the old enticings, the old physical will come back. Now, if you're not strong in your awakening, that means you haven't fully or truly awoken. You have just had a taste of it. You dig what I'm saying? I'm just, my oxygen made, I make oxygen. I gotta go and fill it up. But it's not as deep as you think. We complicate it because of the world we're saying we're true to. How can you be true to a lie? Come out of her. Come back in yourself. You went through all the bumps and bruises unnecessarily. You filled in potholes and you moved obstacles which never really existed. You put yourself in front of them, so that therefore you had to, because you never sat still in your truth. Read the rest of this so I can put some oxygen going again. Anyway, and read it again. By Jesus, in his parable of the lost son who leaves his father's home, squanders his wealth, becomes destitute, and is then forced by suffering to return home. Have you suffered enough yet? When he does, his father loves him more than before. Now, the son's state is the same as it was before, yet not the same. It has an added dimension of depth. The parable describes a journey from unconscious perfection through apparent imperfection and evil, or the veil of it, to conscious perfection. The conscious perfection was always there, but you had the distractions. You had the fall from grace, yet grace was always there. Order was always there. Balance is always there. You just have been subjugated. And the fears of how it's worked and extrapolated upon are still remaining in that place, in that well. The Rolodex ain't rolling, right? Can you now see the deeper and wider significance of becoming present as the watcher of your mind? Whenever you watch the mind, you withdraw consciousness from mind forms. It's always been there. Go, you know, Three Stooges. Anyway. Well, hold on. Excuse me. And it then becomes what we call the watcher of the witness. Who's your first responder? For those who get into that first responder, ego tripping, dumb idiots out there who don't know no better. Anyway, I'll strike some emotions with that one. Consequently, the watcher, pure consciousness, beyond form, becomes stronger, and the mental formations become weaker. When we talk about watching the mind, we are personalizing an event that is truly of cosmic significance. Through you, consciousness is awakening out of its dream of identification with form and withdrawing from form. This foreshadows, but is already part of an event that is probably still in the distant future as far as chronological time is concerned. And it's not. Trust me. Time is meaningless. The event is called the end of the world. And that is the world that you live in a lie. Hold on. I got to go turn this off. And a couple of seconds. A few. But come on, stop grabbing at my ankles. I'm not playing right now, bro. Go. I didn't know it was blowing that long, bro. Ow! That's gonna be good, bro. Oh, that's gonna be good. I get the steak out. That's going on Bobby. I'm Bobby. I'm Bobby. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Yeah, it ran out of time, actually. It was still like half full. We gotta get the silicone to make the other one, bro. We'll go with me to the lumber yard, and I gotta get some silicone, 2-part. Wanna go? Well, you're looking. You act like you wanna go. When I leave that door, you be, attached to my damn leg. Did y'all like that read? One more. Hey, 424, Indigo Turtle. What's going on, beloveds? Patricia Griffin. How you doing? Sixer, I don't care what it is. It's good to have you guys up in here. Anyway, let's go ahead and read this one. This is a short one, but I'm not going to read all of it. I just want to read a couple of key points on it, all right? And then take from it what you can, okay? Beauty arises in the stillness of your presence. What you have just described is something that I occasionally experience for brief moments when I am alone and surrounded by nature. That beautiful has nothing to do with looks. It is a feeling, a real feeling and a true emotion. And there's nothing like it. But there are those who would rob it because they don't know what beauty is. They have yet to behold the truth of it in its natural state. That it has nothing to do with the physicality, but a place, not only of mind, but of presence that coexists. You dig what I'm saying? Yes, Zen masters, pay attention, use the word satori, Haja satori, or stuff like that, to describe a flash of insight, a moment of no mind and total presence. Although satori is not a lasting transformation, be grateful when it comes, for it gives you a taste of enlightenment. You may indeed have experienced it many times without knowing what it is and realizing its importance. Presence is needed to become aware of the beauty, the majesty, I'm thinking about another word, the majesty and the sacredness of nature. Are you not natural? Have you ever gazed up into the infinity of space on a clear night, awestruck by the absolute stillness and inconceivable vastness of it? Have you listened, truly listened, to the sound of a mountain stream in the forest, or to the song of a blackbird at dusk on a quiet summer evening? I'm gonna tell you something. Every evening when the sun sets, I get my last through the trees, stare at it for about 5 or 10 minutes. I listen to everything around me. I allow myself barefoot in the soil or in the dirt, on the grass, sometimes hugged up on a tree or hand a palm on it, allowing myself to feel the shaking of it all, even of me. And I hear the last, how do you say, people say they sound like, brothers and sisters say it sound like people, but that last little sound coming from the peasants. How about, what are those birds called? The finches. Oh, we got tons of them over here. And man, when they doing their little dance, mate dance and all that, right now, okay? every little bird starts sounding off right before that point when they start going to sleep. It is the most awesome, the most awesome, beautiful feeling. I don't hear no airplanes. I don't hear the car coming down the street. It's like I'm able to disconnect from the lie. And the strength and energy of that which is really natural, it overtakes it all. And you control that. And when you want to say beauty, I don't think beauty can exemplify or paint a picture when you start to come into that wholeness. It's different. And it's not different because it's new. It's different because it's always been and you've been detached. You know pigeons sound like people, everybody. Relax, all right? Pigeons. Oh, it sound like somebody saying something. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But when they do that laugh at that time, it just vibrates all through the body, yo. What's the body? It's actually all one body. We all exist. Anyhow. Excuse me. Now, or to the long sound of a blackbird at dusk on a quiet summer evening. We have a few of them out here. Now, to become aware of such things, the mind needs to be still. You have to put down for a moment your personal baggage of problems, of past and future. Don't worry about the future. It'll fret for itself and stop dealing in the past. It's easy for you to say that's what keeps you there because you won't remove that. That is a spell that you cast on yourself because you're allowing yourself to be stuck in that emotion because you find it hard to break from because it happened to you, or did it happen to millions? It's another way to say, wait a minute, I gotta stop this. Some people like being in the plane of mystery, or the palm of it, in ignorance, not knowing no better, because they have yet to really taste the abundance of order. You have to put down for a moment your personal baggage of problems, okay, of past and future, as well as all your knowledge, because you really don't know shit. You know all the bull. Otherwise, you will see, but not see, because you got all that clutter, that crumbling newspaper in your Rolodex is messing you up, so you never really allow yourself to put on a new suit and tie. While you think you're running around, you're actually an invisible one of the same garbage you've always been wearing. Here, but not here. So again, see but not see, hear but not hear, and your total presence is required. It's going to kill you. They give 10, 20 seconds of total absolute surrender. You know what you're surrendering? You're not throwing up a white flag, well, you are, against that fake you. You're saying, I can't do it no more with you. You're so broken, I'm just going to keep breaking. And when you surrender to it, you're not turning yourself over to an outside enemy. You're turning yourself over to that which is you. You're letting go. You're letting bygone be. You're saying no more. And it don't take some, yes, Jesus and God, when everything is right there. Your Christ, the sin, everything is there. And it doesn't mean what they've made it mean. That's why they have you capitulated and stuck where you're at. Beyond the beauty of the external forms, there is more here. Something that cannot be named. Something infallible. Some deep inner holy essence. Whenever and wherever there is beauty, this inner essence shines through somehow. It only reveals itself to you when you are present. Could it be that this nameless essence and your presence are one and the same? Would it be there without your presence? Go deeply into it. Find out for yourself. So, for those of you who hold on to the world of lies that you exist in, and then you want to complain and share it with everybody to mess up their little messed up world, to add to it, instead of being the benefactor to detract and remove it, and to add to those who are compatible to raise more conscious awareness, to walk in a different light. Now, you know we're going to have the people that come in here, there's no feelings, and it's not fulfilling for them because they are fractured and broken. They are beyond against themselves. That if you start moving, oh, thank you, babe. Hey, sister, sent you a little heart. They are their own problem, and it's hard to walk away from that, especially if you denote and denounce anything that they have not gotten any help from. The help is within self, and it is not of this world that you have been living. I have people talking about, oh, well, I got to go to work. My apologies, brother. I'm like, what you apologizing to me for? I'm not making you slave for the things that are meant for you. I didn't create that. That's new age. That is not ancient. That is false history. That is the decor that you've allowed yourself to be remitting in, like a cancer that's held back for a little while, but it's still there because you really didn't get rid of it. They just only stalled it for a moment. And then it rises its head, and there you go. Now you're looking for all the woes and boo-hoo-hoos because you got the cancer that's man-made, man-manipulated. Because cancer is not what you think it is. It is something that got out of line. It is natural, actually. Enemy's not going to tell you. Medicine's not going to tell you. Doctors are not going to, well, they're starting to speak the truth now. But is it the true truth? Or is it because it benefits them in their perversion in the world that is still hooked to, still connected to? That is a lie. That is not natural. And that is not reciprocal for anybody else other than the illusion, because most of you are still tied into the physical. It's like people talking about, we're Native Americans, we're American Indians and all this other stuff. I'm sitting there going, wow, y'all just keep thinking you're getting better and healing when you don't even know what you're talking about. Like, sometimes people need to let things be. Yo, Jamil Shamsi, I got your books right there. Actually, I was last night for about 15 minutes. I was recording a video that I had to free up like 10 gigabytes of space because I want to do a good read on this and put it up. I want to load it up because I get more views. And when you see it, brother, you better get right with me. You know I'm slow anyway. I'm not gonna get into all that scriptural stuff. That's our beloved brother. If y'all haven't picked his books up, he's a fool. And for those who have, tell them. I want people to read your book, because if I read it, they're too lazy, and that's not what hate they are, because they're not walking in their truth. If they were walking in their truth, they'd all purchased it. But it's beyond that. The maps, the wars, 38 years as an officer in the Army, people. So you still want to go and find books on liars? You better go pick up this. Look, I done wore this book out, y'all. I've been reading through it. Don't Call My Dummy No Dummy by our beloved brother, Jamil Shamsi. All right? Got other pictures in the book. Y'all order the book. You can look at it. I ain't giving you no damn. And this one right here, I told you don't call my dummy no dummy. Uncovering the truth, the journey to embrace our roots. And I really, if y'all purchase this right, I want y'all to go ahead and give a review. Get it, read it, stop allowing yourself to be in a world of confliction and confusion. All right? Fabulous. It's about 3/4 less than the other one, and that's him. I don't know if that was his retirement picture or him just being dressed up, showing out his little damn uniform, his costume we all had to wear. That's right. That's right. That's my beloved brother. So y'all get that. You make sure. Okay? Thank you again, baby girl Slaughter. I appreciate that. And some people donated. I wanted to shout you out as well. I'm not going to the post office today because there's nobody that don't work on Saturdays. It's not like decisions and stuff. So I just wait for Monday. So it might be a yellow tag. I don't care. I'm not even going to sweat it or worry about it. Okay? Because I know there's supposed to be some more things coming out. I want to say your names. So we have Lamone, my brother Indigo Turtle. Appreciate it, beloved. And it says view. He hid it from me. I have to go and view it. He hit us with a 3-0, y'all. And then Omeka. You already know, beloved. Omeka's visited. I want everybody to visit before I get up out of here. I want them to come and help me when I'm selling everything, but I want them to come and just hang out, blow some weed, go shoot a few rounds, and then enjoy a good damn steak and whatever. You know what I'm saying? So hold on, guys. I need a little more cayenne pepper. Excuse me. Anybody know me? Know I like spicy ass food. If y'all don't get some of these New Zealand kiwis, I swear, do y'all know how to dry this out and save those seeds? You core it, big core. You eat the fruit and meat, the flesh if you want. And you take that and you just put it in a bag and it'll start germinating with a little water. There's enough water in there, H3O2. Or you just let it dry out. And then you pick it up. It's like a little dry vein. I got some up there. And you take the seeds and put them in a little container or something. It's better if you got the little glass jars and put the seeds in there. They stay better without getting the plastic and all that. You know what I mean? That's what for business. Mama. Wherefore out thou, so I can smack you up. You know I'm just joking. Oh my God. One more little bite. Cayenne pepper. Oh, it's cayenne and cinnamon, y'all. Best thing for you though is chlorophyll. And fruits have chlorophyll. Don't get it twisted. But leafy greens and kale, you gotta steam it. You gotta steam kale. Stop eating it raw. Stop being stupid. Chlorophyll. Get you about 8 ounces. I have 3 different types, but this is the one I pretty much go to as far as the chlorophyll goes. I've been using these for about 3 years. This brand. The older ones we used to make from wheatgrass, which is man-made wheatgrass, and we used to use also make it from raw kelp and seaweed. Raw kelp, you have to cold press it. Y'all, you know you can buy a cold press. They're pretty cheap. They're not expensive, and the booklet will tell you how to operate it if you want to get one. But chlorophyll is really good. Okay, and if you get bentonite clay, y'all, you can't use it every day forever, bro. You just take it a few times a month. It pulls toxins and things out. All right, you can't do it every day. The stuff is like anything. It's toxic. You know, we grew up when we took castor oil like this. Now the pale skin selling castor oil, rub it on your face, rub it on your head. They are so friggin'. It's not hate, my pale skin brothers. Sorry, my light skin, but y'all need to stop with the hijack every so 20, 30, 40, 50 friggin' years. Yeah, you gotta stop. Because you're not freeing yourself. You're embezzling and pushing more lies on yourself. You can't make this up, in the world seeing it now. It's like, stop. Castor oil, you take a tablespoon of castor oil. You don't do that every day. You're really being a bad way. Bada boom, bada bing, hot toddy. Get you some dark brandy, whiskey preferably. You can get you a whole lemon. Heat that brandy up, squeeze that lemon in it, and put you about a teaspoon of honey in it. Swam, sweat, shake, shake. Whoo! You dig what I'm saying? I'm old school. I hate that word. But y'all know what I'm saying. Anyway, we've been on here for about an hour and 20 minutes or so. I appreciate y'all. Hope you enjoyed that read. About 2 hours, we'll be back. I gotta make my steak, y'all. I gotta first finish this up. And my lovely ladies, my brothers, and we'll go ahead and get right into the readings. All right? What did I do with that little book? Make sure I got it right here. Okay, I got it. I just want to make sure, okay. I got a couple of new books too, y'all, but I just ain't shared them with y'all yet. We need to get through these, okay? Oh, again, somebody asked a message, what books you have on Tartary? I'm not going to show all of them, but I got more than enough to talk about Tartary and all this stuff, okay? And besides, I don't need the books to talk about Tartary. As I told you, that is a misnomer. Why is there still places in South America and North America that have Tartary in the label? Because up until 1939, they still taught Tartary. Because some of our old ancestors still knew this was the Republic of Tartary, where it all started. but they had to push it off to Russia and China and all these places when China didn't exist. There were light-skinned and melanated people there as well before these new people you see over there running around, and they had the Hollywood painting the Great Wall and this, that, and the other, and Nova telling you lies in the History Channel. And then when people was talking about the Great Wall that passed all through here and everywhere in Africa, they were like, what is that? Because you don't need to worry about what and who. I told you, if you don't watch the videos, some people are going back and watching the videos. I appreciate it. But there are other things in this world that you don't need to be worried about. You need to be bothered with getting back, and not bothered with getting back out of this lie you exist in, and stepping into your truth. The moment you do, you're gonna remember. You're gonna recall what you're here for, who you are, and what you're capable of. And the idiots on the other side who have gotten lost in their lie, who don't know, well, oh well. All the little dumb police officers running around shooting brothers and sisters who are messed up instead of working to fix them. The system of liars who call themselves judge, the fiduciaries, and all those who want to run around and chop up and cut up and think they can find more things because they have a few people they've sacrificed for the greater cause of the lie. I told you I know how it ends. Oh, wow. Check my appreciation. The intent is after the book is read, do your genealogy, and replace mine with yours. And it's exactly, bro, let me do what I'm doing. But that's, listen to the man. You know what I'm saying? Just order my, good, Olmec. Yeah, no. Remember I said we're looking at in a couple of weeks when I talked about it? But y'all can come up whenever, bro. The hell, I don't have to sit here saying, y'all coming this weekend. Y'all can come whenever you choose. I told him that I'm looking at in about a week or so, that I'm going to have it when it's boom. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to take a while because everybody's going to be finicky and want to debate prices and all that other stuff with that fake fiat, not knowing that they're getting something with a little different energy. I'm not going to sit there explaining it to them. And I'll have the totes that I have empty, specifically empty. I had to get some cobwebs, damn. But anyway, cobwebs. Where I can just take stuff, because I'm not going to do all this walking around. I'm just going, okay, you want that? In the tote. In the tote. Because in the totes, I'll take to the dumpster and I'll throw away what I really don't want. Or ask, hey, you want something in here? I'll tell you what, for this whole tote, with all this in here, you give me $8, $10, you take it. And everybody around here, let me tell you something, y'all just don't know. I don't want to play on their weaknesses and fallibilities. I'm just saying. When I say I'm going to get rid of everything, I ain't going to be sitting here dancing up and washing up and cleaning up crap. Before you take it, get it, gone, do what you got to do with it. I'm in a different paraplex time of things. I see things totally different. While they're sitting there trying to be with energy weapons and all this other goofy stuff, and these some bitches are dumb. Don't y'all be dumb. You hear me? Stop coexisting with them. You dare? I know you do, beloved. I got you, brother. It's nothing but mad respect. We're eternally bounded. We're eternally bonded. You need to, I say bounded. Eternally bounded, which is bonded. This is a bond, bound. All right? Anyway, let me get up off of here. Can't play no music because it went off. Damn. Oh, you charged. Don't even stay on long. Anyway, I'll see y'all here in a couple of hours, all right? I gotta get this butter heated up, finish eating these little fruits. And yeah, I might be eating a damn steak right in front of y'all. And stop eating potatoes with your steaks. It's the worst thing in the world. You want to know what a flora and stuff you can't process the beef? Or the deer, the venison, whatever? Because you know what the potato does to the floor of your stomach? Never thought about that, did you? White potatoes aren't real, people. I know mashed taters and it all tastes good. How many of y'all grew taters back in the 60s and 70s and they were all purple and green? That fried cabbage and steak, talk about it, man. Tell them, boy, tell them. How about with the okra? but they don't know no. They don't know about no good eating, boy. They don't know about no. What? I'm doing the more. Okay. See you guys in a couple hours. All right.